Why hello there, AnxiousCynic back again with another Mine-imator tutorial. So in this tutorial I decided to try something a little bit different. I haven't practiced it, so expect for there to be some errors in this one, but hopefully we'll be able to conquer them. Today I'm going to show you how to build a car, or something like it, in Mine-imator. So what we're going to try to do is stick to only Minecraft blocks, as if you were building a vehicle out of Minecraft blocks. So let's start off with let's see, maybe you would build it out of some iron. So let's go ahead and search up some iron here. We're going to go ahead and get the block of iron instead of the iron ore. We're going to create it, and there we go. We got that there. Let's actually put that off. It wasn't in the center of my scene. There we go. So professional. Okay, so what we're probably going to do first is just resize these a bit. I think this is probably going to be a bit too big. Let's go ahead and bring in one more block. We want to have a chair, basically. We're going to make it out of stairs, and I'm not really sure what material to go with. What kind of chair would Steve want? You could do wood. I just feel like that's kind of weird. Maybe it would be made out of quartz, because that's a lightweight material. All right, so here we go. We got the chair there. That's what Steve is going to sit in. You could obviously customize that and be a little bit better or whatever, but we need this for scale, okay? Because this is the size that the character is going to be. So if we resize things, we really need to know what we're working with. So we're going to start with a chair, and let's see. We're going to scale this down. Let's just leave it. We want to keep the blocks looking like their normal selves, basically. We just don't want any non-Minecraft blocks. So that's what we're going to go with for this. And this can be brought up to what? We need to snap this on up there. I don't really know exactly what height it would need to be. All right, so that's not too bad. And let's go ahead and expand our block here by hitting repeat. And maybe we'll do like that. It'll be about 3 deep. I'm going to continually save as we go along. And we're going to go so many wide. That doesn't seem too bad. Basically what we're trying to build here is the chassis, if you will. So we'll see how that goes. Since this is going to be our main thing here, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to call it car chassis. And we're just going to go ahead and parent the stairs to it. And we're not going to inherit the scale. So let's go ahead and turn that off right there. That looks pretty good to me. Doesn't look too bad at all. All right. So let's see, how do we want to do this? We definitely want to move the chair back a bit because we need some room up front for all the goodness that's going to be there. So let's just say about -21. Maybe that'll do it. We'll try it and see. All right, so what else would he build it out of? We may need to expand on this a bit more as well, but we'll go with the sizing we have right now. I don't really know what the body's going to be made of, but let's go ahead and go into our special blocks and find the piston. There we go. We're going to hit create on that one, and let's go ahead and just parent it to our chassis there. And I'm going to rename this. I'm going to put it in a folder actually and rename this one engine. And then I'm going to go into the engine, and I'm going to rotate this. Why is the rotation point like that? It seems kind of odd. Anyway, -90. And let's get that rotation point something different. Why is that not working? Dang, a rotation point don't work, man. Oh well. Oops, there's my taskbar. All right, so there's that. Okay. So for some reason, the rotation point's not seeming to work on this block. Did not know that. Learn something new every day. All right, so this is inheriting the scale. That's not really that big of a deal for us, so we're going to probably leave it. Since this isn't working, hang on, let's go ahead and do that and bring it up. That way we have it kind of centered out the way we want. I don't know. I just did that for no reason. Okay, all this is staying in because we're winging it, man. All right, so that's going to be about 22, and that's probably going to change because we're going to be resizing this. Let's go like that, and let's make it smaller. So let's go ahead and go to the scale. How big do we want it to be? Maybe about 0.5 again. This is beginning to look a little bit weird. Whoops. Nope. Stop that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Probably bring it about, let's just say 48 on the Y here and down on the Z until we get it where we want it. That looks like about, what, 19? It's going to be even. We may want to bring this up a bit, but for now, I keep doing that. Why do I do it? Oh, I'm setting keyframes over here. My goodness, my bad, guys. All right, had a little bit of problem with my keyframes there. I apologize. Now that we got that all sorted out, let's go ahead and zoom in on timeline by scrolling on in with our mouse wheel. Oh, this is gonna be a fun tutorial, as you can tell. Whoops. All right, all this staying in. Okay, so we want to go and move this over. I want to kind of have these aligned side by side here. Maybe we'll do this, whoops, about 6, just like so. Let's go ahead and duplicate that and move it over. Something like so. How do we want these? We want them, say, about -4 on this one. And let's see if we can do +4 on this one. Is that about even? That's pretty good, but I don't want them like touching sides like that. So let's go 0.5 on that. Like so. All right, and what I'm gonna do is actually parent the piston to itself, and that kind of messes up our parameters there. We're gonna leave the scale on. As you can see, it messed it up, but we're gonna go here and turn it up back to 1, and we're gonna take the rotation off, and then that leaves it the way we want it to be, and that's pretty good. All right, let's see here. Let's go about -18. All right, so now that we've got those made, we're gonna go ahead and run them up a bit more. Let's say we want to do about 6 of these. So we're gonna go ahead and duplicate. And since this is going by that, we're gonna go ahead and have it move by 18s maybe. Let's see what that does. There we go. All right, so that should keep it uniform. We're gonna duplicate again, bring it over, and then we're gonna duplicate this one again, and then move it over this way, boop. And then the furthest one down, which was that one, we're gonna duplicate it and bring it over just like so. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of interesting, but this is basically gonna be the actual pistons of our engine, man, and it's gonna be good. So I'm probably gonna wanna move these up though, to be honest. So let's go ahead and turn off our grid. So maybe something like around there. We'll try that, 32. Go ahead and save, and we're gonna bring in, let's say, redstone block. There we go. Create that, and we're gonna go ahead and parent it to our engine and have that be like so. We're gonna come up here, 16, bring this over to about 32 maybe. Or maybe it needs to be a bit more, 36. It's a bit too far, I think. Let's go about 35. And I'm probably going to want to repeat this block, but we'll see how it goes. We may actually want to just leave it kind of as is and scale it up on the other ways. I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. Scale it out like this, maybe. We'll go 1.8 and then 1.5 on the X, something like that. And this is our redstone engine, if you couldn't tell. We can probably do some things to really like doll this up and make it look a lot better, but we're just gonna go with this for now. And yeah, there's your little chassis that you got going there. So I'm thinking Steve may want to be kind of fancy schmancy, so we're gonna go with wood planks or something. We're gonna have maybe some what color would you want your car to be, man? You wouldn't necessarily want it to just be plain old like oak or something. I wouldn't think anyway. Let's just go with a wooden slab here, and I'm not really sure what color to make it. Let's go with spruce just because. It's probably gonna look gross, but we'll try it. Let's go ahead and parent it to the chassis there. And we're gonna make this come up 16, so it'll be on the top maybe. Let's go ahead and have it kind of sitting up above it just a tad. Maybe come in like that, about -24. That doesn't look too terrible to me. We're gonna go into our library and repeat this block. I think this is pretty good how we want it over there, and then we want to go ahead and do like so. Something like that, maybe? Perhaps, maybe we'll go in one, something like that. Let's go ahead and save that little change, and then we'll duplicate And I'm just gonna, I guess I'll leave this one, I'll leave this one as is, and we'll just go positive 24, and that will make this a little bit easier for us. 24. All right, so there we go. We're getting the basics of our chassis down there. And now let's see if we can bring in another block. Let's go ahead and go with a full block here, just for the sake of making this easier. We could duplicate a couple of the slabs, but for this one, we'll just do like so. We're gonna bring it up to 16, and we're gonna bring this one back. We're gonna make it kind of the back of the thing here. And we of course want to make this a little bit better, so let's go ahead and repeat this on the X. Maybe something like that. That doesn't look too terrible. And maybe bring the scale up just a tad. How much do we want to make it up? None. That actually kind of fits right there pretty well. So maybe we'll just leave that as is. And it's going to be about, what, negative 44 here? Negative 45. That looks okay to me. All right, so before we go ahead and worry about all the decorating and stuff, I may not finish this build right here in this tutorial, but you get the idea of basically what we're doing here. Maybe we'll finish it, maybe we won't, but we want to go ahead and get all the working parts done. So that's kind of how we're going to go with making the engine, and we're going to come up here and find, what do we want, a fence post? Let's see, spruce fence gate. No, it's not what we want. We want a fence. There we go. And let's see what color we want it to be. I guess we'll just go with, I don't know, maybe we'll go with acacia, just because, you know. Let's go ahead and bring this in and parent it here. Ugh. And basically what we want to do with these, we're going to make our dang old tire things, the things that are like our shocks basically. So let's see if we can go ahead and do that real quick like. All right, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and tell this not to inherit the scale, and we're going to go ahead and rotate it like so. We're actually probably going to scale this down. I just don't know if I want it to be that small. Let's try about 0.75, something like that. Might not be too bad. We'll try it. We'll see how that goes. All right, so we're going to come out like that, and how far do we want this to be? We could want this one to be out maybe like so. Let's go ahead and have this come up about 9, or how about 8? That should put us about even on the block there. That seems pretty good to me. And how far in do we need it to be? Probably about 27. Something like that. Save that. And the rotation on the Y here, that's not a big deal. And on this, we're just going to go negative 40. Maybe negative 41. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put this in a folder and call the folder, and let's go call it wheels shocks. All right, so we're going to go into that folder, and then we're going to duplicate this, and then we're going to drag it to the other side. I think that's going to be positive 27, just like that. And then on these both, we're going to select them both, duplicate, and then drag them to the front, which is going to be, what is that going to be, positive 40? And then we're going to get rid of the rotation like that and bring it out something like this. What are these rotated to? Negative 122. Let's just go ahead and make those even. Go negative 122. And then do the same for these up here. So let's go ahead and see what we can do for our wheels. And this is the part that I'm most excited about, I think, because we're going to do a little trick here that I found, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and bring in an item. And what we're going to do is come up here to our project properties. We're going to go into our library. We're going to item. Let's just name this one wheel. And what we want to do is change the texture to something you'll see very soon. So let me go ahead and browse for that texture. And here we are, guys. I copied this texture out of a default Minecraft texture folder, and I saved it to my rig folder. So we're going to open this up, and then we're going to take this use as sheet and turn it off. And there you go. We got this nice little thing here. So first thing I want to do is go ahead and turn off the rotation here. Let's go ahead and get that set up. And this is looking pretty good. Let's see if I can just bring it up and just get things kind of going for us. All right, so there we go. We have this, and what we're gonna do is duplicate this. Come down here. We're gonna go ahead and parent this one to the first one. If I can grab it, come on. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn off all the stuff here. And what we're gonna do is rotate this one. It's gonna be about 90 degrees or negative 90. And then we're going to bring it up and try to set this up about right. So that's going to be 8 there and 8 there. And I think you can begin to see exactly what it is I'm going for. And I think it'll be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and do like so. And this one's going to be negative 180. And it's going to come over. I guess this one will be about 16 and 0, I suppose. And then we're just going to go ahead and duplicate again. I could duplicate that one, but that would actually create more steps. So we're just going to go ahead and continue doing it the way we've been doing it, man. Let's go ahead and rotate this one to 90. And let's go back over here and drag it down. So that's going to be, come on, negative 8. And what is this, positive 8? And there it is, man. There's your dang old wheel, son. And then what we're going to do is take the original piece here and we're going to center it out and get rid of that. And then we're going to bring the folder up. And the folder is off center, as you can see. So what we want to do, I don't know how many blocks is this, or how many pixels is going to be. Let's see where this one is. That's where it is. And so we want it to move somewhere in this direction. Maybe it would be negative 8. Do like so, and then boom, perfect. So when we take this folder and we rotate it, then we have perfect wheel. So that's basically all you got to do. You just parent those all together and you build that, and then you just have to get the folder lined up to be your rotation point the way you want it to. Since this was a custom item, we could have customized a rotation point on this piece here, and that probably would have solved some of the issues, but you can do it however you want. That's just the way I put it together on this winged episode tutorial we're doing here. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this, and we're going to call this one wheel front right, something like that. And we're going to go ahead and rotate this to negative 90, I guess. And we're going to just try to bring it down and place it, man. Also, we need to go ahead and parent this to the shocks, I suppose. So we're going to come over here, and I'm going to parent it to this just for now. But we would technically want to rename these. Let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll make each wheel correspond to one of these. So I'll be right back. All right, so as you can see, I've renamed our little shocks doodads here, and what we're going to do is take this one and parent it to the corresponding shock. So I'm going to do like that and bring that over, and then we're just going to line these up a bit wherever we want it to be, something like that maybe, and then drag this out to be on the outside of it. I'm not sure what that's going to be, negative 2.5 maybe. Is that too far? These are kind of off scale, so it may be a little bit wonky, I don't know. As you can see there, it might hit that, so we're definitely going to want to scale this wheel down a little bit. We actually could scale it down quite a bit so that it kind of fits the way we want it to. That might be a bit small. I'm not really that disappointed with the size of it, but I do want it to be wider, so we're just going to go ahead and stretch that out just a tad, maybe about 1.3, and yeah, give us a little bit of meat there to our little wheel. Alright, so now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this, of course, and we're going to parent it to the front left and do the same thing. We also, of course, have to rename these. I'll do it for this one, but I'll try to save the time later. And this one's going to be positive 2.5, and then that should all otherwise be good. So we'll go with that, and I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the rear wheels, and I'll be right back again. Alright guys, so we went ahead and got that all set up, and now I want to go ahead and rescale these. So I'm going to go ahead and select both of these and see if we can scale them at the same time. Basically just don't want them to clip into the car there, of course, and as well as the same thing for the ground here. So this is obviously going to have to come up a bit. Let's see if we can do as big as we can. We definitely want the rear wheels to be a little bit more. All right, and the reason I did it with these shock things is so that you can animate the car to kind of bounce or whatever, and the wheels can stay on the ground. You don't necessarily have to do that step, but since we're winging this and trying out different things, we're just going to go ahead and leave it like that. And basically all I would have to do to adjust this is I'm going to grab the rear shock on both sides, and I'm just going to rotate like so, and then that gives us the extension that we want on the that little aspect there. So one more thing you might want to do in order to enhance these wheels and make them a little bit more usable is, if you want the wheels to be able to churn and whatnot, it's not going to work very well. I'll go ahead and show you. If we do the front here and we're like, hey, it needs to churn left or right. Then if we do like this, as you can see, our axes are kind of screwed up there. Unfortunately, what happens when you churn is it'll cut into that right there, and we don't want that to happen. So what we can do is actually bring out basically a stake in the middle. I'll go ahead and do it for one just to show the example here. Let's go ahead and duplicate this, and we're going to get rid of that extra wheel, and we're going to bring this into here like so, and then rename this. So we're going to call this one wheel spoke. I don't really know. That's probably the wrong term. Anyway, let's go ahead and zero out these parameters here. And what we would want to do is go ahead and get rid of the rotation on that. And we're going to make it stick out like so. We're going to go 90 degrees. Bring it down to the middle. We want to basically line it up with the wheel. And we're going to scale it down so that maybe it fits into that square there. That looks close enough to me for this example anyway. And you can leave it like that, or you can recolor it, of course. You can do any number of things that you want to do. That looks okay to me, like it's all made out of acacia. So what we can do then is take this wheel and just move it out to the end of this. You can have it longer where it sticks out, or have it come in like this so it's in there a little bit, whatever you want to do. And we'll save that. And that way when you do the car, when you're driving around and stuff, you can do like this and it won't cut into it. It may not look 100%, but it'll look better than it actually clipping into your shock there. So that's what we can do to do that. I think that's pretty much all we're going to do for this tutorial today. I just wanted to show you guys how you might be able to build a little car and actually give it round wheels without having to leave the Minecraft look and Minecraft textures and whatnot. So I hope that was helpful and interesting to some of you guys and whatnot. Alright guys, so I decided to do a little bit more work on this thing and get it finished to show you guys exactly where I was headed with this. I kind of felt like the tutorial that I did didn't really give you the most hope for what the end result would be for this rig. I don't know if I would call this 100% finished, but it's definitely at least an image of what you would want to get out of doing something like this. As you can see there, Steve is sitting there holding his little steering square. I don't know if you can call it a steering wheel. Anyway, if you want to see how to animate this, if you want me to do a tutorial on it, then be sure to let me know in the comments and give this video a like to let me know. Other than that, that's going to be it for this tutorial. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was inspiring or insightful in some way or another. If it was, feel free to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to become a citizen today. Share it with your friends and your family and your pets, and I will see you in the next video.